It's Grace.
It's Grace.
I don't really do
It's
that
too
anymore.
cringe. It's actually, we've grown out of that.
I feel like we've grown out of it, but it's also rude not to.
Yeah, it's almost like kind of part of us.
It's kind of rude not to. So today we are doing a review of our gap year.
Yeah.
And you guys seem to be really interested in this because we literally got so many, like, the questions are really good.
The only questions you guys ever want to ask us about our gap year.
To be honest, it's the only interesting thing about us. Everything
Fair
else,
enough.
Yeah.
Actually, fair enough.
It's all we've got going for us is that 1 year of our life.
I feel like these videos are really helpful for you guys to consider a gap year, because we didn't do like the average gap year. We didn't do Thailand, Bali, Australia.
No,
that
we
wasn't
kind
the
of
vibe.
just did the glamorous
It was more like
places.
glamour European energy. So this is the kind of gap year you guys might be thinking about.
It wasn't backpacking.
No, we
Like,
did not backpack. We stayed at hotels.
No hostels. But you could do what we did, and if you wanted to save money, like if you'd rather spend your money on like nice dinners.
Yeah, like
there's
bits you can save your money. But if you know you're thinking, oh, I really want to go to Saatchi Pay this year, I'm not sure. Well,
yeah, like we've been holidays we did.
So we're gonna go through each country
and rate it answer your questions about it, and basically just do a review, because it was the best year of my life. Like, I don't think we're ever going to top that year.
We will never top that
like,
year.
and that's what's
never.
quite depressing, is that we've done that at 20 and it probably will never be topped.
I know, we've peaked at 20.
19 actually.
19. I think we'll go through each country and then do general questions, general cues, and we're going to include Paris. Okay, so we went to Paris for a month, because you guys know.
When we did Paris, it was such a big deal, like being away from home.
Yeah.
Like it was, we'd never been away from home before. We did Barcelona, but that was only for a week, and do you remember how scared we were in Barcelona?
Yeah.
Like it was like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was a massive deal, and like, it was so dramatic. Our mum's bought us like key rings, and like, it was literally a month, but it was taken so seriously. And I remember being like really stressed. It took like a whole month to prepare for it, which all of them did, to be fair. It took us like a whole month to prepare for it, and it was our first place, and it's still our favourite.
Hence why we're moving there.
Yeah, we're literally moving there. But yeah, I loved it, obviously. But how would we rate, like...
Well, pros of Paris, I would say there's loads to do. It's walkable.
You can walk everywhere.
You can walk, like, that was the one thing we loved about Paris, but it's also there's a really, really good metro system.
Yeah, no, I find it scary.
Yeah, Grace doesn't like, but
I actually found the New York
fine.
one. I felt more safe on the New York one than the Paris one, which
but
is really weird.
Easier. Paris one is actually easier to understand, I think. It's way easier to understand than London. Like, the London one is the hardest out of
But London's
all the
so
tube
safe
systems.
to me. Like, I literally would... Like, I feel so safe on the tube.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's because we know it.
Yeah,
really well.
It's what we're used to.
Yeah.
Other pros of Paris is it's got one of the best nightlife, I think.
Oh my god.
The restaurants.
Everything is glamorous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, all of the clubs, like, all the restaurants, everyone gets so dressed up. And most of them, you get up and dance.
Yeah.
Like, most of them end up at, like, everyone's dancing around and, like, waving their napkin. It's just... You'll have the best time if you go for a party weekend.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But then it's also really pretty, and it's like really cute.
You kind of get the best of both. You get like a really pretty city, but also a really good nightlife.
And then it's only like a 2-hour train away from us, so it's really easy to get to. That was like our first... That was so daunting when we first did it, wasn't it?
It was really scary.
And it was like, our mums were like, my mum cried when I went.
My sister had to give your mum counselling about... Because my mum, like, I'm youngest, so my sister's done all that sort of thing. But your mum was like off the edge.
And also because it is like, every parent is like, we were 18 years old, and it's kind of like their worst, not their worst nightmare, but like, it's a big city and you hear all these horror stories about, like, but really it's no different to London.
No, I think cons of Paris, very expensive.
Oh my god, all the restaurants are so expensive.
But again, you can go to cheaper restaurants, but if you want to try like the classics, like Café de Flore,
like a hot
Lulu's,
chocolate, the thick hot chocolate, you're looking at like $11.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
euros.
you can do it cheap, but if you want to go to such iconic places, it's very expensive.
But I feel like it's what's expected with cities like that, like New York's a whole other level, and like even London is really expensive, but
Ubers are quite expensive. It's dangerous, you need to be careful.
I do feel a little bit more unsafe than I did in like New York or London, but I don't really care because
I felt safe in Paris, but it's just like any city, there's dangerous parts.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember like when we were out there,
we got chased.
We got chased.
Ellie.
We got chased in Milan.
We got chased in Milan
and in New York
as well. Did we get chased in New York?
Yeah, we were on our way to the nightclub. Do you not remember that? Yeah, we've been chased everywhere, so we can't even say that. Because it was fucking traumatising.
Wait, why have I completely blocked that out? We were going to run into the chicken shop.
I know.
What night was that?
I can't remember where we were eating, but we were walking to a nightclub above the Nines.
What? I've completely blocked that out.
But anyway.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Paris, you've got to be careful, girl. But yeah, what I was saying is when we were in Paris for the month, there are these other like influencers that are in Café de Flore, and we were like, oh, should we look them up? And like, whatever. Their Airbnb got broken into.
Yes. Yeah, so
and they were staying in a really nice part of Paris. So like, if you've seen the movie Taken, you know.
And it's set in Paris, and what's really funny is our apartment, like our first apartment, looked exactly like that. And the dad is Northern Irish, my dad's Northern Irish.
Yeah.
And
you never seen it, had you?
I hadn't seen it, but
I'd seen it.
One of them was a blonde, one of them was a brunette, and it was in Paris. And like,
to be fair, the blonde got taken first.
Oh,
whereas I feel like it get taken first.
No, it was so weird. It was the apartment.
The coincidence was weird.
I still want to watch it to see the apartment properly. Because
watch it.
Oh, I don't want
it's not that scary.
Not before we move.
Just watch it.
I don't care now.
Film.
I feel like now I've done
on a film night.
Yeah.
Taken. We don't watch it when we're in Paris. Watch it before we go. Okay, anyway. We've got so many to get through. I feel like we need to like... Okay, Milan. We went for a month. Pros.
It was quite last minute, wasn't it? We kind of just like, what should we do in January? Let's just go.
The week before, because I know someone that's lived in Milan. So I was like, Grace, it's like a fashion capital. I feel like that could be our next destination. And Grace was like, what? But we did.
And it was Men's Fashion Week. So you can imagine.
And all the other guys. Oh, it was like
imagine the sort of people walking
No, it was actually hectic.
But Milan's very small.
Okay, yeah. So there's a con. It's really small. There's no tube system, so you have to use Ubers or taxis.
I think there is a tube system, we just didn't do it because it was so small.
In fair, we walked everywhere apart from nightclubs. You have to get like taxis to nightclubs.
I think that's how we like stayed skinny, because literally we'd eat so much pasta but we'd walk everywhere, but then it's not even that big.
That's probably the biggest con I think of Milan, is how small it is. If you're going for a week or 5 days it's fine, but for a month it was quite tiny.
Yeah, it's very small. But you can do like a trip to Lake Como, which we did.
There's a pro. 40 minutes.
It was like a 40-minute train.
And it was really cheap, the train, so definitely do Lake Como. The clubbing in Milan is great.
They only opened up in our last week, so we literally went out clubbing every single night for a week.
I think our favourite was called Gattardo.
Yes, it's like an old church.
That's really cool. There's so many good nightclubs
and then there's Milan. Like that Just Cavalli one that in summer it's like all these different...
Did we go there?
No, we did go there, but it wasn't
not the
that
outside,
good.
Yeah, not the outdoor bit.
The outdoor bit had all these like different sections. It looked like Love Island, but in real life it looked really cool.
The other thing I wrote was it's really like cool if you care about fashion. It's a really cool place to go.
I honestly think I've seen the most stylish people.
Yeah, because it is like House of Gucci. Like it's like the home of Gucci. There's all the designer shops there. It's like a really
vintage
cool
stores.
There's really good vintage stores.
I actually really want to go back.
We are going to go back in the summer, I think.
I think we should go back when it's hot.
Yeah, we definitely want to go back to Milan.
Like
there are some icons in Milan.
And you don't need to do long. Like you could literally do like 2 nights. And the flights there are so cheap. I've been looking on, like I saw this girl, she got one on TikTok for like, if you use like the small bag, you can get a flight for like 20 quid on weekdays. Yeah, it's so cheap.
I'd also say the food is quite reasonably priced, as long as it's delicious. The closer you eat to the Duomo is the more expensive it's going to be.
And actually you're going to get better food further away.
The best food is in Brera. That is the best food. Best nightlife is Navigli. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, because there's loads of lake, but then that is a bit of a dodgy bit.
Oh yeah, don't go past 11 PM, don't go around there.
But like running around there drunk,
because we didn't know.
We didn't know until we got told.
You can't go past it like 11. Like just go there early and it's really good fun.
Yeah,
there's like it's really good fun for
little like we did that. And we didn't. They give you loads of cheese and ham and like
threw up.
Oh my god, this is another thing. Every single, if you go for a drink, they will give you like so much like free nuts.
You get like, crisps, nuts, cheese, ham, pickles,
you get everything,
bread. It's lovely.
It's
delicious.
You need to get dinner. No, you get full up.
And I think, what restaurants would you recommend?
La
Guioa. It's that the original Gloria's.
They do like cacio e pepe and like this really good tiramisu. Oh, that might be the best big cheese wheel. I just really want to go back to all our favourite places. Yeah. What about the croissant place, Princey? We've spent every day.
Oh yeah, Princey is actually a chain, but it's really good and it's really well priced.
It's a chain that's only in Milan, but like it was.
We went there every day.
We literally went every day. They do these massive pizza slices.
It's the best thing I've ever eaten.
The croissant's probably the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah, and there's a really good pasta place in Brera, which you'll see is like the most well known.
Yeah, it's like this woman rolls the pasta.
You'll see it in Brera.
Really good pasta.
And the food and like the food is elite.
Oh my god, it's
Which,
insane.
hello.
I mean, obviously, like, duh, it's Italy.
Oh
But
wait, we haven't rated. So Paris, what would you rate out of 10?
Like,
overall.
10.
10.
Because we're moving there. Like, it kind of ticks every box for us.
Milan, I would actually rate it an 8 or a 7.5.
I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go 8 because you could get bored.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because we were there for a month, I rate it 7.5. If I went to Milan for 3 days, I'd probably give it like an 8.5.
Yeah, okay.
But because we were there for so long and we kind of got bored at the end.
Yeah, and it was very cold when we went.
It was so cold.
Upon reflection, kind of wish we did it in spring.
Yeah.
Like maybe
but also
March.
We had nothing else to do in January.
We met some really cool people in Milan.
We did. It's a cool place.
And like the Italians are there's no one like the Italians. I love them.
Okay, then we did LA from the 10th of March to 24th of March.
Had a lovely time. I'd say Beverly Hills was my highlight, like when we did the first week.
Oh yeah, we did a week in Beverly Hills and a week in Santa Monica. So what are our pros of LA?
Pros would be it's the sunshine, like it's
the weather.
so positive, like like the weather just makes such a difference.
For me, it was my favourite place I went the whole year.
Was it?
Yeah. Every day I think about LA. Like, it literally, I can smell it, I can taste it. Like, I can't have a nice coffee but I think about LA. Like, it is my favourite place I went the whole year. And it's probably like one of your least favourite.
It wasn't my least.
One of them, no? Oh, the celebrities.
Oh my god,
They're
it's
like,
so fun.
It's like, every place you go, there's paparazzi.
Like, no one in LA is bothered at all.
No.
No one. We were like, we've seen Kendall twice, basically best friends. We saw her in New York as well.
Yeah, and no one gave a shit. Literally no one gave a shit if she was there.
No.
But like, they don't care. Like, it's like there's someone, but like everywhere you go you think you're going to see celebrity.
But I feel like we were so on the lookout because it was LA and we were like,
a massive advantage going to LA. There's so many places you can go around it. Like, we did Malibu and Santa Monica. You could do Santa Barbara.
it would be so much better if you could drive though.
Oh yeah.
Because the Ubers were so expensive. They were weirdos.
That is a point.
And everything is so far from each other. Like, even the drive from Beverly Hills to Santa Monica, which isn't meant to be that far. Like, they're meant to both be in the same kind of
The traffic's
district.
insane.
It took us so long.
Yeah, but like there's so much like cool movie like history with Beverly Hills. Like, you have to go to Beverly. I would recommend going to the Beverly Hills Hotel over the what's the other one?
The Beverly Wilshire. The Pretty Woman one.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't really even look like it anymore,
I would just go in and have a look at it. We actually ate there.
We had
which
brunch.
is expensive, but there's such a more experience at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
We actually did dinner and the dinner wasn't great.
The dinner wasn't great.
Maybe we just ordered the wrong thing.
Definitely go for a breakfast.
Oh, the breakfast was lovely.
Oh my god, when I went back with my mum, and there was there's always bachelorettes, and they had a private violin playlist that was for, like, obviously everyone could hear it. It's such a cool place. You have to go there. Even if you just go for a coffee. And like Catch is so cool. Il Pastillo.
I love to do it. Oh, we went there 5
Justin
times.
Bieber's pasta.
Can I just say one of my favourite days was when we went to the Melrose Trading Post.
Yes, Lana Del Rey's always there.
That was one of my favourite days we did.
There's so many cool things you can do. Like, even just walking around.
There's a lot to do.
I love it. And the clubbing was good. What was the club called we went to?
We went there like 3 times. Hyde.
Yeah, Hyde. And also,
I wish we tried Poppy.
Yeah, we were scared obviously because of
the ID situation.
So we were quite scared of it. I literally thought I was going to get arrested.
We actually got into Hyde the club we actually finessed without using IDs.
This is like really bad advice, but we booked a dinner and then just
because they have food.
They didn't see us,
and then we just ran into the club and like no one even batted an eyelid.
Whereas we never went through the door to get into the club. We like went through a back way,
and that's why it's the only club we actually went to, because we were too scared to go to others.
We just got comfortable
because we'd heard that like LA was really strict with IDs, so we didn't want to like try.
Because even when we went to restaurants, they were quite strict.
Yeah, New York was different.
And also, like, people have like house parties in the hills. Like, it's a really cool place.
It's very
You'll
expensive.
meet some interesting people, though, I'll tell you that.
I didn't feel that safe in LA though, if I'm honest.
I felt safe in Beverly Hills but not in Santa Monica.
There's a lot of dodgy people walking around, and like, did we get chased there or not?
No, but there's people that like shout at you.
But we felt threatened.
I think you've like really got to like keep your wits about you in LA. Not right, Rodeo Drive, the safest place on earth, but surrounding. Even the road our hotel was on, there was like in the Starbucks there was Oh yeah.
What would we rate it? What would you rate it?
I rate it a 10. I love LA.
I'm gonna rate it a... I had a really nice trip, and I would love to go back to Beverly Hills. I didn't love Santa Monica, if I'm honest. But I loved like Beverly Hills and I wish we did the hike. I wish we did that now.
What would you rate it?
I would rate Beverly Hills a lot higher than Santa Monica.
Like just the whole of LA?
7.
Okay, Stockholm. We did from the 5th of May to the 9th.
Stockholm.
We loved it.
Really want to go back. It's actually probably my top place I want to go back.
Where did we stay? We loved our hotel so much.
We stayed at the Sparrow Hotel, and the buffet breakfast is free. It's included in the price.
The buffet breakfast
Can we book
insane.
it? Because can we just book to go back? Like we have to go back to Stockholm.
Yeah.
It's so, I just love it.
Like literally, this is my pros. Very safe, hot boys, small
Oh my God, the boys.
good food.
The restaurants are so, and how aesthetic is everything. Like you go for like a coffee and like a sandwich, and the sandwich just looks so like fresh, and the way they present it, like so aesthetic. Like
I wrote
everyone's so stylish as well.
A dinner we went to a place called Gru's.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like
wine bar. Really good food. Also La Aventura, and then also there's Lily Bros, the like pastry.
The bakery, yeah, because they're known for like their cinnamon
great
swirls.
Food, but it is expensive. And we did find that people were a little bit stuck up in the nightclubs.
Yeah, we were literally barged out the way by girls.
Some would say pushed.
I would say
some would say pushed
I would
over.
say, but no, literally nearly on the floor.
What would we rate Stockholm?
I would
8.
I'm gonna rate it higher. I loved
9.
it. I'm gonna rate it a 9 because it's out of everywhere. It's Stockholm and Milan and Saint-Tropez, and I mean I would go back to all of them, but it's up there with what I want to book to like go back to.
We're going back.
We're 100. Sure. The clubs were so good as well.
Then we went to Amsterdam from the 12th of May to the 16th.
I had a really good time, but I don't think I would ever go back.
It was the weirdest thing because when we were there, we were like, we're moving to Amsterdam.
Yeah, we were
then we got
let's
home
do a
and
month.
like,
upon reflection.
Yeah, well that's a pro. If you're into leafy things, you can get that. So there's a pro. There's loads to do. There's like the sex museum.
Yeah, it's big.
There's so like, you will never get bored.
The park was lovely. Do you remember we went to the park?
Oh, the parks. The shopping is great.
Oh yeah, the shopping's really good. There was some cool restaurants.
There's a really nice posh part
of
Amsterdam.
It's all a bit of a blur,
well.
really, what we did.
Yeah, it's a really nice posh part of Amsterdam that we discovered.
And we were like, this is like Chelsea. That's why we wanted to move there. Yeah, this is like Chelsea.
It's a really nice part. The cons is it's very like men. There's a lot of like men there.
It's like. It's more, I think they're more the tourists.
Men.
Yeah, it's more of a masculine place, like more of a masculine energy. Whereas, like, I think the reason we love Paris so much is because it's like very feminine.
Even like Stockholm and Copenhagen, they're feminine.
They have like feminine energy.
There's a lot of like middle-aged men walking around.
Yeah, it's probably like actually the reason we felt unsafe was probably the tourists and the sort of people that go. I didn't feel that unsafe, but I felt like it was a bit manic. That's the word I would use to describe Amsterdam. It's a bit manic. It's almost like, I don't know, because it was really hot as well. It was almost a bit like, there was a lot going on. I can't explain it, but it would be such a fun place to go with like a massive group of people.
It's really pretty as well.
We had so much fun, but what would we rate it? I wouldn't cry if I never went back.
6.5.
I would rate it.
Once I've done it, I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I'm going to rate it 6.5 as well.
Yeah. Okay, then we did Copenhagen from the 12th of May to 21st.
Similar energy to Stockholm.
Literally the same as Stockholm, but we just prefer Stockholm.
And I actually see more people going to Copenhagen than Stockholm.
I think
there's more going on.
There's a lot more going on in Copenhagen.
Do you remember we got lost in that weird field? That was...
Oh, girl.
We went to this really Instagram famous bakery and it took us this route. Like,
I literally thought we were going to die.
It was like the route a field with like... It was so weird.
Because we went to that illegal bit.
And then
what's it called?
Christiania, because
there's an illegal...
Who was it from the podcast? Giles.
Giles was like, go to... Sorry, what's it called again? Christiania.
Christiania is really cool.
He said it was a village where there are no rules, everything is legal. Why did we go?
Because we were like,
it was just
Giles says it's cool.
It was full of crackheads and we literally got killed.
And then afterwards we told Giles it was really scary and he was like, oh, I've never been.
And we were like, are you
girls.
fucking serious? He sent us there.
He made out act like he goes there every week.
I know, he was like, it's so cool. But I will say, Copenhagen, great shopping.
It was a really cool place.
It's
and
the home of Matilda.
no, Stockholm is.
Oh, that's Stockholm, ignore me.
But similar vibes.
No,
like, oh
the
my God,
girls are so
the eggy
cool.
bread. Not the eggy bread, the dippy eggs.
Yeah, that was Atlas September, I think it was. Atelier
oh my God, and I had
September.
those really good pancakes.
Yeah, Esme,
The food
a
was
really good
good.
restaurant.
And then also the Greek one, that was so
I
nice.
can't remember what that was called. It was like a random one we found. Also, another one we went to all the time was Hotel Sanders. We were there twice because the food was really good.
And they did like really nice wine, and it was just like a really nice vibe to be sat outside.
The only
Our
downside...
hotel, we picked the wrong one.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a bit far.
We were really random.
A bit far from everything.
The only downside I can think of Copenhagen is the price. It is expensive. What do we rate Copenhagen?
I would rate... Stockholm
Was it 8?
rated
Oh, Stockholm was
9.
Okay, so I'd rate this one maybe 8.
I'm going to rate this an 8 as well.
It's not as good as Stockholm, but it's
But we
up
would
there.
go back.
Yeah,
Whereas like, I don't
lush.
think I would go back to Amsterdam.
Then we did Ibiza. Again, I don't think we should even talk about it because it was one night.
And we didn't really see much of it because we kind of just did like the beach club, and then we did...
The
it was
only
for
place
24
we
hours.
went to was O Beach.
O Beach.
13th of June to 23rd, we did the Amalfi Coast.
Oh my God. And we're going back this summer, so that kind of tells you how much we liked it.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to 2 places, Sorrento, Capri.
And the thing is, you don't need to do what we thought, oh, we'll like hotel hop, but you don't need to do that.
No.
You don't need to do that because literally you can just do day trips. The ferries are so good.
Yeah.
You can just do day trips to all the different places. Like we could have done a day trip to Amalfi, but I'm glad we did what we did.
Because there is a really good nightclub in Capri. Do you remember what it's called?
Was it the one that's...
Well, there's only one nightclub in Capri, so it's pretty easy to find. And that is why I thought you've got to do a night in Capri because of that nightclub.
Oh my God.
Otherwise, because the average can't get a
there's
ferry.
loads of nice dinner places, and if you want to see a celebrity, because like so many celebrities go for dinner.
But you don't need to do longer than one night in Capri.
I know, but again, I don't think you need to stay there. I think you can just do a day trip and do a beach club.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it, but the downsides, it's very, very touristy. Like,
oh, so touristy.
To the point where it's really busy, and also it's so hilly. Like, you're constantly walking like
and
that.
actually, the restaurants weren't that great.
No, like, we preferred Sorrento so much more than Positano.
Oh my God, we love Split.
And we thought Positano was going to be the
And
one.
if you do Sorrento, again, you can literally just go to Positano, whatever you want.
yeah, do a day trip or one
or
night.
a boat trip where you see, because you kind of...
yeah.
Positano's really pretty, like, from
Afar.
a distance. But the actual town, there's not much going on. Like, do you remember we really struggled to find an ice cream? Like, there's no cute shops.
Ice cream.
Sorrento's lovely, cute little shops with like they're selling like lemon stuff, and Sorrento's just
Sorrento is like the less touristy version of Positano.
Yeah, there's like a good mixture of like real like Italian families, and then like tourists as well. Obviously, it's gonna be touristy, but I don't know. Sorrento's just.
What we're doing is we're doing a week in Sorrento and one night in Capri because that's like was our favourite.
And then I also do think we're going to do boat trips because our friends haven't seen like all of the different like
bits.
parts.
So what would you rate Amalfi Coast?
Oh my God, probably a 10.
10.
I know.
It's stunning, isn't it?
It's absolute. There's no real downsides apart from what maybe we should have just stuck to 2 places and done boat trips, but in hindsight I'm glad we did what we did. But like I would recommend to like save money and like effort with suitcases. Like, do you remember having a weird suitcase through?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, pack light. If you're gonna go to multiple places like we did, don't bring a suitcase because most of the places cars can't go because it's so hilly.
Yeah,
like you have to walk, and if you've got a massive suit, and we
had to pay like €70 to have it like transported. So
bring like if you're gonna do all the islands, bring a backpack.
Yes.
If you're just gonna stay in Sorrento like we are, bring a suitcase.
Yeah, well we would never have been called out with a backpack, would we? So
suitcase is kind of our only option. Then we did Barcelona, which was a girls trip.
We had already been to Barcelona, and we had such a fun time because it was our first holiday, like first girls holiday, like with our 2 friends.
Yeah.
But we'd already been to Barcelona. As a place,
we don't like Barcelona that much.
As a place, I don't think I would go back to Barcelona because I feel like I've kind of done it now. And
We've done it twice.
It's not my favourite place in the world. Like, it's a really cool place, but again, I feel like it has more boy energy.
It's not that safe.
It's not that safe. It's probably the least safe I've felt anywhere.
Agreed.
Which is really weird because you kind of expect Spain to be really safe. Like, you'd think, oh, like LA would be worse.
It's really touristy.
I would say I actually felt the least safe in Barcelona for some reason because there's so much like pickpocket, but like there actually is. You know, you hear horror stories, but like
No.
In Barcelona, like, you actually have to be careful.
And the pros I would say is it's full of uni students, which you might be like, why is that a pro? Because it makes the clubbing so, like, we met Australians, we met people from Stockholm,
so many people.
We met like everyone, because there's so many different uni students.
A lot of hot boys.
All boys' holidays always go to Barcelona.
They always go to Barcelona.
So like, Pasha's really good.
All of the clubs on the beach. It's a bit dodgy like at night, but when you're drunk, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Oh, if you go clubbing, wear trainers, bring trainers, like that can get messed up because there's glass all over the floor.
Yeah.
We came home with like
shards of glass.
Like,
do not wear
feet
heels.
were covered in blood.
Wear trainers. That's a good tip. I didn't even think about that. I would say it's also quite well priced, but like, my biggest tip for Barcelona would be, don't book fancy restaurants.
Just
find
go to the cute tapas bars.
The best food we ever had was when we just stumbled across a local tapas, rather than booking these like
the food
TikTok accounts.
The food isn't actually that great in Barcelona,
but like,
apart from our best meals were cute tapas,
authentic Spanish
restaurants that you just stumble across.
Yeah, the ones online that will say like Barcelona's best, right? Don't book those, because they're never that nice.
They're never that good.
Like,
food.
why am I eating pizza in Barcelona?
And like, they're nice to look at, but like, yeah.
What would we rate it?
The time I had was so fun.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't go back to Barcelona, and I felt quite unsafe. So
for a girls' trip, I might go. But if you like, do you know what I mean? If you're a group of girls, it's a great place to go because it's not that expensive. But as an overall place, I'd probably rate it a 7.
Same.
Okay, south of France.
Oh,
we did it from the 9th of July to 20th.
I absolutely love south of France. Again, would love to go back this summer.
Saint-Tropez was our favourite.
Oh, of course. If we were going to choose somewhere, it would be Saint-Tropez. The glamour, like, I've never been somewhere that's so... It sounds really materialistic, but everyone walking around is so stylish.
It's quite small, but there's... Like, the beach clubs are amazing. However, you do have to get, like, a taxi, because every beach club is, like... 20 minutes.
And the taxis are really expensive, so I would say it's best to go in a group, but
split the bill for taxis.
Let's face it, it's probably just going to be us two again.
Yeah, Saint-Tropez, there are no beach. It's not a beach, so you have to travel like 20 minutes to get to the beach.
It's like the other side.
The beach clubs are so good. Like, Bagatelle was amazing.
So expensive though. Like, probably the most expensive place I've ever been.
Yeah. And La Opera, the nightclub, best place ever been.
We spent like 30 quid each on a burrata.
Oh yeah,
that's how
we ate
burrata
burrata for a whole week in Saint-Tropez, because that was the cheapest thing on the menu was burrata, but even that was 30 quid each.
And it's all we could have afforded to like spend more money and get a pasta, but when a pasta is 70 euros,
I'm not doing it
each. I would just rather eat the free bread and
I'd rather eat
cheese.
Monaco.
Oh, Monaco is so cool.
Monaco is really cool.
Did we do 2 nights or 1 night?
They did 2 nights, but I think you could easily do 1 night at Monaco.
Yeah, it's kind of.
There's not that much to do. It's more just to see all the cars. Nice.
I really liked Nice, but I don't know if I would go back out of the 4.
Yeah.
Out of the 4, I think I do Cannes and Saint-Tropez again, and then Monaco as well.
Yeah, I mean, in Monaco, I feel like we've done it. Like, I'd like to go back to Monaco in 5 years.
Maybe like with a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just like a nice weekend away.
Yeah, but I don't have like, I'm not like, I need to go back because I've seen.
I'd love to stay in that hotel.
Yeah.
The massive, like the one
really
that's in the
cool,
movie.
Monaco.
I would love to.
Really cool. Expensive though.
Oh, so expensive.
We had chip butties.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saint-Tropez is like insane. What do you rate the whole south of France?
I might have to do 10 as well.
I think I have to say 9, because for me the Amalfi Coast takes the cake.
For me, I loved them in different ways, because for me, like, Amalfi Coast was about like the view, but then so was Saint-Tropez, because Saint-Tropez is really pretty, but Amalfi Coast was just like breathtaking.
I just don't think you can beat the Amalfi Coast. I would say south of France 9.5.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, then we did a week in Paris. We've already talked about Paris, and then the last one was New York, which we did for 6 weekends. We did
so 5 weeks kind of.
Jesus.
And that was hands down the best the best month of my life.
I feel like we've talked about New York so much on our Instagram, but like,
you're probably sick of it because you still have photos to post of New York.
But it was just amazing. I mean, pros, it's very obvious. It's like,
it feels like it never happened now.
There's no place like New York.
Now I'm home in this box, this dump. I am like, how did that ever happen?
Like, the life there is amazing. I can't say the pros because it's so obvious. Like, the whole thing's a pro.
There is nowhere like it. And I saw this TikTok and it's like, if you want to move to, the people that have moved to New York are like people that are low-key delusional, but you go there and you just make it work.
Yeah.
And you end up being successful.
Because obviously it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's so expensive, but you have to just do it. Like,
it's incredible. Literally the only con I can think of, there's a lot of rats and cockroaches.
oh, the cockroach in the apartment, but that literally could happen anywhere, apart from
But they're known
London.
for the rats.
Yeah.
They're known for rats.
We only saw one.
We only saw one. That's the only con I can think of. And probably how expensive it is.
How expensive
like,
it is.
even groceries was like, a pack of strawberries was $8. And that's from Target.
We literally ate bagels.
We ate bagels because fruit, you can see why, this is like really weird things, you can see why America has an obesity problem, because all their fruit and veg was so expensive, and then a loaf of bread or like bagels,
but like,
really
or
cheap.
to go from, it's probably cheaper to go from McDonald's than it is to like buy a loaf of bread.
Produce is really expensive.
Produce.
But we love it. If you want like restaurant recommendations, just go on our Instagrams.
Yes. For any of these, because
Yeah.
we get so much, but we literally have it all on our Instagram. Like, yeah, but now I'm back from it, I can't, it's almost like it never happened, because it's like such a different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
this video is going to be so long. So we don't have time to answer you guys' questions, because this video is already going to be really long, and you asked us a lot of really good ones.
but the questions are like really good.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole separate Q&A.
We'll do that next week. We'll do that next week.
So this was just
Stay
our
tuned for part 2.
experience. Yeah, we'll see you guys in part 2. Bye.